Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakumullahu khair. This is going to be Bidhnillahi ta'ala something new. I wanted to call this the Hussein Mohamud Unfiltered or Hussein Unfiltered or something along those lines, Bidhnillahi ta'ala. Where I'll just be giving you some raw insights, unfiltered insights, and some ideas and everything else that you could possibly have imagined. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. This is kind of like my vlog slash something, right? My daily vlog or whatever it could be, and it could probably evolve into something else. Because as I'm learning about the online marketing and advertising and everything else, I'm realizing that one of the most important things that we could do is to have content pillars. That's just, short or long-term format of content, primarily long-term, or possibly that is done on a consistent basis, that you can kind of chop up into add on to other things. So for me, I found out that by creating these types of contents, I can actually do a lot of things. And this one kind of fills that, light bulb aha moment that you just want to share with people, that you really can't wait until you basically, get to a position that you need to record in. You just need something to do on the go. That's one of my pillars, content pillars, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. And for me, it's just to do something unfiltered, that is raw, that just has insights and breakthroughs that for you guys, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And this one particularly goes out to the entrepreneurs, bi'idhnillah. I wanted to share with you just some insights, because right now, as of this morning, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, and today is Tuesday, I wanted to let you guys know, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, I'm filled with ideas, business ideas and entrepreneurship ideas and things of that nature. And it's something that I need and want personally, that I would love to have for me, that is not available as of right now. So just by that alone, I know it's going to be a great idea. And I was bouncing it off with one of my close friends, and after going back and forth, he said, obviously it needs a little bit of work, but the idea, the essence of itself is a great idea. And for those entrepreneurs, who are building a business and or investments, and also an amazing life, this is the channel for you, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. Make sure that you subscribe, and join the notification gang. As of right now, I don't know what to call you guys aside from the Ridwanullah family on the other channels. This one goes out to you guys, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So the reason why I say this is because I just want to let you know I have something exciting coming up. I'm going to be testing it on a small scale, just to see how that goes, and then probably expand it, through the state and also the country and the world, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. Hopefully it can go global. That's the quote that I remember a little while back coming across. It said, think global but act local. So you have to have a global mindset, but at the same time you have local executions, and then hopefully that could take it to another level. That's one of the mistakes that I did as an entrepreneur, investor, is that an aspiring entrepreneur and investor, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, is that I found out that, by thinking globally, you can't start acting globally. You have to start acting locally, whether that's, local on a geographical level, or local on the, capacity level. So as an entrepreneur, I know, and or investors, I know a lot of the individuals who have these crazy ideas and thoughts can relate. There's just so many of them in so many different ways, and you don't have the capacity and the money and the time and everything else that you want. And it's just one of those things, right, where you just have so much You go through the ups and downs and everything else that you could imagine, but it's just one of those things where you just have to get started and get going, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And for me, as of right now, to be quite honest with you, I feel like a lot of the failed ideas, and that's one thing that you guys will face. You'll have so many ideas as pretty much, flavor of the month or flavor of the moment. I've been in meetings with companies where the CEO comes about, and a lot of the promises that are being made are just probably flavors of the month, right? The hype or the moment, and then the ideas has come about and it's put out there, and all of a sudden it kind of dies out and it doesn't have any legs or any sort of backing, and then it just kind of dies out from there. So our ideas are pretty much the exact same thing as entrepreneurs, investors, and inshallah Islamic scholars that are building life bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, is that we go through these different idea phases and everything else. And you should try to execute on the idea as much as possible, because ideas are garbage. But the potential of execution on this particular idea for me is particularly exciting for me, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And I think it's going to have a huge impact in our world, in our ummah and world, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Because you got to think on a bigger scale, but at the same time start acting on a small scale and see how that could be built to capacity. And for me right now, I'm just kind of setting up a lot of the different elements of my strategic system to be able to achieve blissful success in this dunya and in the akhirah by the grace, will, and for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And my very specific definition of blissful success is the exact same definition of the Quran and the Sunnah, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And that particular definition is Ridwanullah, the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's what we should be focused on, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make this a fruitful idea, and I'll be probably announcing it on a smaller scale and probably taking it to a bigger scale, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make your ideas fruitful that are within the boundaries, rules, and regulations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's taken a little bit longer than I thought to get to the masjid for dhuhr, alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. But in either case, we shall get it in, my dear. My dear, we shall get it in, my dear. It's just a combination of what I've heard in the Middle East and Africa. A lot of the people in the Middle East, not too many, but majority of the ones that I've come across or the ones that I remember say, my dear. My dear. But anyway, maybe I'm just trying to kill time with this, but a little bit, trying to be entertaining. This guy, one of the marketing gurus that I learned from, he said, you got to be entertaining, educational, and help people execute. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to, be a little bit entertaining within the halal capacity. And I think in my college, for sure, definitely not high school, but my college years, I used to be, I took some acting classes, and I did a couple of plays around the events in Salt Lake City, Utah, and I loved it. Couple of my friends, shout out to Ahmed, Ajmal, Ismail, I can't remember who else, Abdurrahim probably. Shout out to you guys. You guys know who you are. When we did a couple of those plays at the Islamic events in Salt Lake City, Utah, it's just an amazing thing. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. So yeah, getting back to the main point before I wrap up, because I got a block to get to the masjid, is that bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, I have a lot of amazing things and ideas coming up that I'm looking to execute on a high level, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. So keep aware of that, and I hope that you execute your ideas on a high level, starting off with the small scales, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. So jazakumullahu khair for joining the Hussein Mohamud Unfiltered session, or whatever you want to call it. Inshallah, I'll be seeing you guys soon with more fire content. Trying to just do the best that I can, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Jazakumullahu khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.